Hello guys, in this video we shall calculate altogether the velocity versus time graph. Here is the question. The velocity versus time graph of a track is plotted below. Calculate the distance and the displacement of the track after 15 seconds, 15 seconds. Now the y-axis is velocity versus velocity meter per second, and the x-axis is time in second. Okay, here is a graph. Here this is a linear graph. Here is a horizontal, okay, constant y constant graph. Here is a negative slope graph. Okay, so this graph, velocity as a function of time, is a combination of three functions: one, a positive slope linear function, a constant function, and a negative slope function. Okay, if you remember in mathematics tutorial, I have shown that linear function, when it's positive, it will be increasing to the right. When it is constant, it will be horizontal. When it's a negative slope. And so let us do solution. Step 1, decide how to tackle the problem. Step 2, determine the area under the velocity versus time graph. Okay. Step 3, determine the total distance of the car. Step 4, determine the total displacement of the car. Okay. Now let us see two things. One, the distance of the car and the displacement. You know, distance and displacement are different physical quantities in physics. Distance is scalar quantity, displacement is vector quantity. So when you calculate this graph, the result will be different, depends on the direction. Step 1, decide how to tackle the problem. How can we tackle this problem? Let you ask yourself, how can I solve this problem? How can I determine the distance of this graph? How can I determine the displacement of this graph? Okay, this is the first thing what you are going to do. We are asked to calculate the distance and the displacement of the car. All we need to remember here is that we can use the area between the velocity versus time graph and the time axis to determine the distance and the displacement. Okay, the question states that the velocity versus time graph of a track is plotted below. Calculate one, distance, second, the displacement, after the time 50 seconds. Okay, so we are asked to calculate the distance and the displacement of the car. All we need to remember here is that we can use the area between the velocity versus time graph. Area, here area. Okay, the area. We need area here, area, the area between. Okay, the area between okay, yeah, let me use red color. Okay, we are asked what? One, distance, and displacement. Okay, and we are to get the area. Okay, so determine the area under the velocity time graph. So second step, step 1, we are asked to calculate the distance, the displacement square. All you need to remember here is that we can use the area between the velocity and time graph and the time axis to determine the distance and the displacement. Okay, in the first step, what is the requirement? What is the required area? Is required to determine distance and displacement. Determine the area under the velocity. Here is an action to calculate what? The area. Break the position from 0 to 5 seconds, 5 seconds from 12, then from 12 to break the from 0 to 15, 15 to 12, 12 to 15, break into 3. For 0 to 5 seconds, the displacement is equal to the area of the triangle of the left. Okay, so area is equal to half BH, half of B base means 5 seconds, height is 4 meter per second, so calculating you'll get 10 meter. Okay, so here is the base B, here is B, you know, B, here is B. Okay, let me tick somewhat here. Let me go make the comment line. Here is, let me, here is base, here is the height. Okay, okay, here is the base. Okay. Base, base, can do this one. Okay, let us continue. Let's continue. So the area is 10 meter. For 5 to 12, the distance, the displacement is equal to the area of the rectangle. For this one, the area of the rectangle, here, area is a rectangle, here is area 1, so this is area 1, area 1, here is area 2. Okay, here is area 2 is rectangle, is area 1 is triangle. So area 1 half of BH, the rectangle is rectangle length times base, or height times base. So 7 second times 4 meter per second, because 12 minus 5 is 7, times the base 4 meter per second. Okay, so the area of this one will be 412 to 14. The second is the displacement is equal to the area of the triangle above the time t-axis. Remember here, above on the triangle. So area 4 can say half of BH, half of 2 seconds, because from 12 to 4. So multiply this on 4 meter. For the area is what? This one, okay, this one area 3. Here is area 3, here is area 4, area 4, area 4, area 4. So we do have 4 area. We do have 4 area. Okay. So when you calculate the 4th area, half BH, okay, from 14 to 50 means it is 1 second. 1 second times the heat 2, it will give us 1. Okay, let us go back and see here. 14 to 12, 2 meter. The heat is 4. Okay, 4 times 2, 4. Here from 14 to 51, this length is what? 12. Okay, so the area is 1. Okay, so we get 4 area 1, area 2, area 3, area 4. So determine the total distance of the car. Now the total distance of the car is the sum of all areas. The sum of all areas. Okay, so 10 plus 28 plus 4 plus 1. Here is area 1. 10 plus this half the first triangle, the second rectangle, third triangle, the fourth triangle, add up 43 meter. Here is 43 meter. Okay. Now determine the total displacement of the car. Now the total displacement of the car is just the sum of all of this area. However, this is however, because in the last seconds for t14 second, the velocity of the car is negative velocity. It means that the car was going in opposite direction, because the car is moving in the opposite back where it came from. So that means it has been go like this one, from 1 second to what, 40 second. Here the rest 1 second is, it goes back like this one. Okay, so this distance must be subtracted. So 10 plus 28 plus 4 minus 1 meter. So the total distance displacement is 41 meter in a positive direction. Here in distance we didn't add any direction, but here 40 meter and additional direction, positive direction, or east or west or north or something should be added here when you give the answer for displacement. Okay guys, I will continue the next time in similar important question and puzzling question for the students. Okay, see you for today. I'll join next video. Bye bye.